Hey YouTube, it's ICU, and today I'm going to show you guys how to install not only Cydia, but also Cydia Substrate on your jailbroken iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch running iOS 8 through 8.1. Now just today, Sark updated Cydia Substrate, and the reason why I didn't create this video earlier was because Cydia Substrate wasn't updated, which is what the majority of tweaks available inside of Cydia rely on. So now that it is, I'm here to make this tutorial for you guys. However, just know that a lot of tweaks still will not function until the developers of said tweaks update them to support iOS 8. Alright, so to start off, you'll obviously need to be jailbroken. If you have yet to jailbreak, you're going to have to do that prior to following this tutorial to actually installing Cydia on your device. That's because you're going to need to have not only root access, but also OpenSSH installed to actually transfer the files over and execute the necessary command. So with that said, if you aren't already jailbroken, like I said, just be sure to click on the annotation that's on the screen now if you're on the desktop version of YouTube. I will also have a link to the video down below in the more info, and once you've jailbroken, you can come back to this video and follow the steps outlined to actually install Cydia on your device. Also, toward the end of this video, I'm going to highlight a couple of steps that you can take to actually ensure that you don't encounter any errors during the jailbreak process. So for whatever reason you cannot complete your jailbreak, then just be sure to click on the annotation that's on the screen now to actually fast forward to the segment of this video where I discuss how to rectify again any potential complications with Pangu for iOS 8 to successfully jailbreak on 8.1. And after that segment, there will be another annotation to actually come back to this portion of the video where you left off. Also, to preface, before I begin, I wanted to say that Pangu for iOS 8 doesn't include Cydia, at least as of now, because Sark, the creator of Cydia, hadn't updated Cydia or Cydia Substrate for support on iOS 8. It's of no fault by the Pangu team or their all-new Pangu untethered jailbreak utility. Personally, I wish they would have coordinated more with Sark so that they could have released it all together as one unified utility. However, we still have a jailbreak, so there's really not much to complain about. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to install Cydia in this video. And now with all of that out of the way, you're actually going to need three things downloaded before you can continue. The first of which is a program to SSH into your device. For Mac, I recommend Cyberduck. For Windows, I recommend WinSCP. Once you have that downloaded, you're also going to need two files. And don't worry, I will have all download links on the post that I have linked to below. So just be sure to click on that post and you can have it open while watching this video and download, again, all of the necessary files. And there will also be a command that you'll have to execute once the files have been transferred over successfully. And then on your device, and in this case, I have my iPad Air here, you're going to actually open up the settings app and then go to Wi-Fi and then tap the I next to the Wi-Fi network that you're connected to and get the IP address of your device. You can't miss it. It's the first field after you tap on that I. And once you have the Wi-Fi IP address your router has assigned your device, you can continue. Also though, you will need to be connected to the same Wi-Fi network on your computer. But also before we SSH, again, take note of the IP address your device is using. You're going to have to open up the Pangu app on your jailbroken device, and you're going to go to OpenSSH, and we're going to have to install that. So I'm tapping install up in the top right-hand corner, and as you can see, it is installing OpenSSH on the iPad Air here. And now it's successfully done, so I can just tap on OK, and we can exit out of Pangu on the iPad Air here. I'm also going to set this down, and now that we've installed OpenSSH, we can successfully SSH in. So I'm going to open up my SSH tool here, in this case, Cyberduck. Let me go ahead and get a close-up of this by zooming in, and you're going to open a new connection. So in the top left of Cyberduck here, I'm just going to click on the option to open connection. And by the way, these settings will be the same regardless of your SSH program, so it doesn't matter if you're on Mac or if you're on Windows. Just select SSH file transfer protocol. In this case, SFTP is the connection type. And then for the server, you're going to put in the IP address that your router is assigned to your device. In this case, it's 10.0.1.22. It will be dynamic for you though, so you won't have the same IP address. And then over here on the port, just leave it at default. Cyberduck gives you 22, that's fine. And then for the username, type in root, R-O-O-T, that's all lowercase, and then the password Alpine, A-L-P-I-N-E, also all lowercase. And if for whatever reason you cannot establish a connection and maybe you don't have the username field there, you're going to need to type in root and then the @ symbol before the IP address. But almost all SSH programs will give you a username field, and if it does, you can't continue. As you can see, CyberDuck automatically puts that root @ before the IP address. So we're going to go ahead and establish the connection now, and if it asks you for a password again, it's going to be Alpine, again, A-L-P-I-N-E. And now I get an unknown fingerprint message. That's fine. It's just asking you to authenticate the connection. It should always do that the first time. We're going to check the always box to always allow it, and we're going to click the button to allow, and then that way we can actually send the files over. And now we're actually already where we need to be, and you should be. However, if you're not for whatever reason, you're going to have to go all the way back. So just navigate to the / and then go to private var, and you're going to look for root, ROOT, and that's where we need to be. So now that we're inside of root, you can actually send these files over again. You can download them on the post that's on Best Tech Info and send them over to private var root. And once they've successfully transferred, as you can see mine have, we're going to close out of the transfer window and we're going to send a command. Now for CyberDuck on Mac, you actually click on go up in the menu bar and then send command, and you'll be able to paste the command in found on Best Tech Info. And if you're using a different SSH program, just look for this icon or search for how to actually send a command via whichever program you're using. So I'm going to simply paste the command in and we're going to send it. And we should actually see the status overview right here, and we actually will get an error message toward the end. As you can see, we have a serious warning. That's fine. I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit here so I can kind of get the iPad on the display for you guys, and we're going to reboot now that we've sent that command. We've already installed it, we're good to go. We're just going to hold down the power button and we're going to slide to power off. And once it powers off, I can hold it down to reboot the iPad. All right, so now we are good to go to reboot it. As you can see, we have the Apple logo. Let me just go ahead and hold this closer to the monitor there. And I'm going to actually just leave this up on the display so you guys can see approximately how long it should take. It's just a normal reboot. And by the way, you don't want to send the command to reboot. You want to do it manually. So just hold down the power button, slide to power off, and then power it on when you can. All right, now let's go ahead and slide over here to unlock. And placing my iPad down here, I'm going to scroll through all of my pages really quick, locate Cydia, and place it on the home screen. As you can see, I'm actually still in the wiggle mode. I have Cydia. This is what you'll do to install Cydia. And now I'm going to tap it to open it, and this part should take a little bit. It's preparing the file system, and once it does that, it will automatically respring. I'm also going to leave it up now so you guys can see approximately how long this portion should take. So let's go ahead and wait for it to do its thing and to complete. All right, and there we go. It did successfully respring. I'm going to bring it over here. And let's wait for it to come back up so I can slide to unlock. All right, sliding to unlock. Let's open up Cydia now. And as you can see, we actually have a warning over here on the left, and that's why I didn't create this video sooner, because up until this point, a lot of tweaks haven't really worked, and they still don't. But let's return to the computer here. I'm going to close out of this. A lot of tweaks will be updated shortly, and actually Cydia Substrate is now available, so we can install that, and that will allow developers to, again, update their tweaks for use on iOS 8. So let's actually search for Substrate. And once we've searched for it, you're going to look for Cydia Substrate. It should be at the top, and then you're going to tap on Install, followed by Confirm. And this will allow you to install more things via Cydia, more third-party tweaks, and it will also future-proof your device and allow you to install the new tweaks that will inevitably propagate. So sliding to unlock here, again, we do have Cydia and we can install numerous things from Cydia. So I hope you guys liked this video and I hope it helped you. The steps to install Cydia are extremely simple. Let's actually install Flux right now, just to show you guys that it can be done. You actually don't need Cydia Substrate for Flux, however, but let's install it anyway and restart the Springboard. It's incredibly fast here on the iPad Air. So let's wait for it to respring again. And once it's up, I'm going to show you guys inside of settings that I do have the Flux pane. So let's slide to unlock. All right, so readjusting the focus here inside of settings. Like I said, we now have Flux down below here, and we have the options for Flux on the right. So Flux does indeed work, and we can install various tweaks now. Also, after every reboot, for now, there's one command that you're going to have to run to allow the tweaks to actually function properly. It will essentially respring your device. So inside of your SSH program, in my case, CyberDuck, you're going to connect to it just like we did before when you transferred the files over and ran that initial command, and you're going to execute the following: kill all space backboard D, and that will actually be in the post that I have listed below as well. Now keep in mind, we're just in the very beginning stages of the all new iOS 8 jailbreak. Like I previously mentioned, a lot of things won't work. Developers still have to update their tweaks, and there's a lot that has to be done from a development standpoint surrounding the iOS 8 jailbreak. And now let's get into how you can easily jailbreak even if you encounter issues. As I mentioned in my actual jailbreak tutorial, this is the method that I recommend following. So back up inside of iTunes. Open iTunes, connect your device, make sure that the device trusts the computer and the computer trusts the device, and that you can connect. Once you're able to, then create a backup and restore to iOS 8.1 inside of iTunes. And then follow the method outlined in my jailbreak tutorial. Again, you can find an annotation on the screen now. And once you've jailbroken, then you can actually plug your device into your computer again, or just leave it connected rather, and then restore from your backup inside of iTunes to retrieve all of your data. And that way it will ensure that you don't encounter any issues. However, if you don't want to do that, then you're going to have to open up the settings app, disable a passcode if you have one set, so that you can just slide to unlock without any sort of code required to successfully unlock. Also, disable iCloud's Find My iPhone or Find My iPad feature depending on your device. And the last thing you want to try before actually performing the jailbreak is entering airplane mode. So if I were to bring up Control Center here, you will notice that I have the option to enter airplane mode. So let's do that now. It disables Wi-Fi and it puts you into airplane mode. So that's what you can actually do to ensure that you can jailbreak successfully. Again, if you encounter any sort of issues, I also highly recommend the restore method that I detailed first though. So keep all of that in mind. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did and you're interested in my upcoming giveaway, be sure to rate it up, leave a relevant comment down below in the comment section, and visit bit.ly/getfreeapplife or just freeapplife.com inside of mobile Safari. And then after hitting download, press the home button, open the app, and if you're on iOS 8, download and install the temporary secure profile, which is strictly used for associating your device with its proper account in a more secure manner on the latest firmware. It's never even installed on your devices. It's immediately deleted once your account has either been created or reassociated. And then from there, simply download sponsored apps for points, refer friends for even more, and use said points for various prizes, including paid apps, gift cards, and electronic devices. All right, and that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. There's an exciting future ahead of us for the world of jailbreaking. And like I said before, I will have a post linked to below with not only download links, but also the command you'll need to execute. And if you guys want to be updated more often, such as when I create new videos covering various things like jailbreaking, the tweaks that you can get once jailbroken on iOS 8.1, and new devices such as the forthcoming Apple Watch, just be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.